Some of the best things in life are planned, like your morning coffee or that well-thought-out excuse for skipping work. But sometimes, the greatest inventions happen when people are just, well, messing around. From a scientist's failed experiment to a chef's clumsy mistake, here are some of the dumbest ways people have accidentally invented things. Buckle up, this is going to be one hilarious ride. Imagine this. You're a scientist, and your job is to experiment with radar equipment all day. Boring, right? Well, in 1945, Percy Spencer was testing a magnetron, aka a gadget that spits out microwaves, when he suddenly noticed something weird. The chocolate bar in his pocket had melted. Now, I don't know about you, but if my snacks start cooking themselves, I'm either running for the hills or making s'mores. Instead of freaking out, Percy had a light bulb moment. What if I could use this to cook food? Fast forward a bit and boom, the microwave oven was born. So yeah, if you've ever nuked leftover pizza at 2 a.m., you have melted pocket chocolate to thank. Ah, the potato chip, a snack so perfect it could only have been invented by accident. Back in 1853, a guy named George Crumb was working as a chef in New York when a particularly picky customer complained that his fried potatoes were too thick and soggy. Now, instead of just remaking them, George decided to get petty. He sliced the potatoes paper thin, fried them to a crisp, and drowned them in salt. But guess what? The customer loved them. And just like that, the potato chip was born out of pure, unfiltered pettiness. Moral of the story, sometimes being salty is a good thing. Alexander Fleming was a brilliant scientist, but let's be real, he wasn't exactly the cleanest. One day in 1928, he left a pile of dirty petri dishes in his lab before heading off on vacation. When he came back, instead of finding a disgusting, moldy mess, he found... well, okay, he did find a moldy mess. But one of those molds was doing something interesting. It was killing the bacteria around it. Fleming quickly realized this mold, later named Penicillin, could be used to fight infections. And just like that, antibiotics were born. So remember, kids, sometimes being a little messy can change the world. Just don't tell your mom I said that. In 1943, a naval engineer named Richard James was working on stabilizing ship equipment when he accidentally knocked a metal spring off a shelf. Instead of just falling to the floor, the spring bounced from surface to surface like it had a mind of its own. And like any good inventor, he thought, hey, kids might love this. And boy, was he right. The Slinky became one of the best-selling toys of all time. So, next time you drop something and it looks cool, maybe don't pick it up, just slap a price tag on it. Before Coca-Cola became the world's favorite sugary drink, it started off as a health tonic. And not just any health tonic, but one that was originally loaded with cocaine. Yep, you heard that right. In 1886, Dr. John Pemberton, a pharmacist and, fun fact, a former morphine addict, was trying to create a new pain remedy. He mixed coca leaf extract with wine, calling it Pemberton's French wine coca. But when his town banned alcohol, he had to tweak the recipe. So he ditched the booze, added carbonated water, and bam! Coca-Cola was born. Imagine trying to invent medicine and accidentally creating the most famous soda in the world. Not bad, Doc. Not bad. Swiss engineer Georges de Mestral loved hiking, but he hated how burrs stuck to his clothes and his dog's fur. Most people would just be annoyed and move on, but not George. He decided to investigate. Under a microscope, he noticed that the burrs had tiny hooks that clung to fabric. And instead of saying, Well, that's annoying, he thought. Let's make this into a product. After years of tinkering, Velcro was born. So next time you rip your shoes off without untying them, just remember, it all started with one guy staring at his dog's fur for way too long. At the 1904 World's Fair, an ice cream vendor ran out of bowls. Now, a normal person might just say, "Sorry folks, no more ice cream." But this guy, he turned to his buddy in the next stall, who was selling thin waffles, and together they had a brilliant idea: roll up the waffle and use it as a cone. And just like that, the ice cream cone was born, proving that sometimes desperation really is the mother of invention. Also, shout out to that waffle guy for the assist. So, what have we learned today? That some of the best inventions in history came from accidents, laziness, revenge, and straight-up clumsiness. So next time you mess up, don't be too hard on yourself. Who knows, you might just be the next genius inventor. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go drop some random stuff and see if I can make $1 million. See you in the next video.